Hey there, it's Jen Blum from the Help Save Foundation. Our first letter is coming from Karen C. in Nova Scotia, and her question is, why is it so hard to leave an abusive relationship? Well, leaving an abusive relationship is a very long and hard process. When you've been in an abusive relationship, there are many things that happen. One being that you have been distanced from your friends and family, so you feel as though you have no place to go. Another is that you're financially mostly dependent upon your abuser. They like to make sure of that so that when you're trying to leave, or if you ever think about leaving, you have no place to go with no money. A lot of women and men also feel ashamed that they were victims of domestic violence, and so that becomes very difficult to come forward because you don't want anyone to know that you allowed yourself, or you feel like you've allowed yourself to be a victim of domestic violence. Another major important thing that a lot of people don't realize is that when you're a victim of domestic violence, your abuser has spent a long time breaking you down. So you have no self-esteem. You feel like your self-confidence is in the dirt. So you don't feel like anyone will believe you. You don't feel good about yourself. You don't know what your future holds. If you have children, you're worried about the future of your children and if you'll financially be able to take care of them on your own. For me personally, the biggest reason that I stayed with my abuser as long as I did was because I feared him. And fear is a major contributor in domestic violence. The abuser really tries to make sure that you understand that if you're going anywhere, there's going to be repercussions. For me, it was my friends and family, mostly my family. I had such a great relationship and have such a great relationship with my family that my abuser knew that one way to get to me was to constantly threaten them. So I knew that in leaving, I was not only putting myself and my children in jeopardy, I was putting everyone that was dear to me and that I knew and loved in just as much jeopardy. And so every time I tried to leave or talked about leaving or wanted to leave, I always thought about the danger I was putting everybody else in, not necessarily the danger that I personally was in every single day. So keep your questions coming. See you next week.